And we are here with the world-famous motivational speaker, Mr. Les Brown. Les, it's always a pleasure, and it's always wonderful to see you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So today you're talking about how to become a speaker. And so many people out there think, I can talk, I could get up in front of an audience, but they're not exactly sure how to make a business out of that. If you can kind of sum up how to get somebody started in the speaking industry, what would you say?
Well, first of all of us can talk, but being able to talk is not enough. You've got to learn how to become strategic and experiential and how to leverage your knowledge to create value for the audience. Knowledge is the new currency. Bill Gates said the retraining of Americans will be the biggest budget in this century. And the reason is that people have to stay ahead of technology and outsourcing. So your ability to speak, your ability to express yourself makes you unstoppable. And they cannot replace that with outsourcing or with an app. You have an energy signature. What we're doing is teaching people how to use their knowledge, their personality, and their passion to make themselves invincible.
So can people then be made into speakers, or do they need to be born with that talent and that passion?
All of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. All speakers learn. I spent a day with Port Laureate, Maya Angelou. She said, it aggravates me when people say that I'm a natural communicator. She said, show me a natural heart surgeon. It's something that you learn. It's something, if you're interested in, it can advance your career. It can make you be able to develop credibility and influence with people from all walks of life, and can create a global business using your voice and your story to impact people's lives.
And when did you know personally that this was your calling, this is what you wanted to do, to be this wonderful communicator and to teach other people to do this?
I knew it when I heard someone speak, and when he spoke, he touched my heart. And I said, he doesn't even know me, but I felt like he was talking to me. And I approached him afterwards, Mike Williams. He's the author of a book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. And I said, can you teach me how to speak like you? And he said, yes. And to me, a career is something you love so much that you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it.
Well, I love what you're teaching out there, and what I've learned from you is to find the best people in that industry that you want to learn from. And people are starting to model you, they're starting to learn from you. Tell me, how much should we model and still be ourselves, or how much should we actually just take from them and go with that because that's what they told us to do?
I modeled Zig Ziglar and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Earl Nightingale, but you use other people to find your own voice. It's training wheels. I believe that speaking is a projection of who you are, not who you think you ought to be. And so when you use your story, and no one has had your experience but you, and you're able to speak to an audience, you distract, dispute, and inspire. And what I mean by that, how people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. Using your story, you distract them from their story. Through the execution of your story, you dismantle their limited belief system, and you inspire them to make new choices in their lives. So you create an experience that gives them a vision of themselves beyond their mental conditioning and their circumstances.
If you were to speak to people out there who believe that they have something great inside of them, but they just don't know how to get started, they don't have the belief system to do so, what can you do to empower them, to inspire them?
I tell people, don't do what I did. I didn't do what I'm doing now for 14 years because I don't have a college education, because when I was in school, I was labeled educable mentally retarded. And I had a friend who said to me, God does not call those who are qualified. He qualified those he called. And so as you look at yourself and look at your goals and dreams of using your voice, don't die with your voice and your story in you. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
That was incredible. Thank you so much, Mr. Les Brown. And if people want to get more information about you, where do they go?
They can go to lesbrownmotivation.com.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Les Brown.